Good morning, and thank you for joining me today. I'm Jane Morgan, the Investor and Media Relations Manager at Summit Minerals. Today, I'm joined by our incoming CEO, Dr. Matthew Cobb, and our current Managing Director, Gower. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Jane.
Look, Matt, I'm going to hand to you first up. So, as we announced to the market in early February, you're going to be joining the company as CEO from the 10th of March. You do have a PhD in geology and 20 years of mining experience. Can you tell us a little bit more about your background and experience within the mining and exploration industry?
Sure, Jane. Yeah, you are correct. I completed a PhD in geology. After that, I cut my teeth in exploration and production roles, which morphed into mineral resource modeling. And from there, I transitioned into exploration management and technical service management and project development. And it's those skills that I'm going to bring to Summit.
And so, Matt, what's attracted you to Summit Minerals and why have you decided to take on this role?
Great question, Jane. When I was first approached by Summit and I started doing some background research into the company, what really stuck out to me was the great address of all of our projects and how prospective they are. And for me, I saw that as an opportunity to bring my specific skill set of exploration program design, exploration management, and project development to a position such as the CEO, where I can really drive some project development success for Summit from the top.
And so, Matt, what excites you most about these highly prospective projects?
Another good question. So, following on from what I've just said, the addresses of all of our projects over in Brazil is just fantastic. So, most of our projects, or nearly all of our projects in Brazil, exist in rocks that belong to orogenic belts, which are the ancient or the cores of ancient mountain belts. Now, if we look worldwide, orogenic belts are host to world-class deposits of precious metals, base metals, technology metals like niobium and tantalum, battery metals like lithium, a whole bunch of other critical metals like antimony. Now, when we apply that to Brazil and specifically to the Borborema province where Summit's projects are located, they are host to some fantastic niobium and tantalum deposits, and also rare earth element deposits. In fact, when you look at Brazil, they're currently producing 88% of the world's niobium production. And so to have so many projects in such a highly prospective part of the world for niobium, tantalum, and rare earths really excited me.
We'll just further that then. So what do you see are the biggest opportunities for Summit in the sort of short and long term?
In the immediate term, I think having so many projects, particularly our flagship projects in Ecuador, Baja, and Juazeño, up in the Paraguay state, having projects in such highly prospective ground with multi-commodity potential is a no-brainer. Like that's a fantastic opportunity. I think longer term, the fact that we have exposure not only in Paraguay state but also further south in Minas Gerais to projects that are exposed to technology metals and battery metals is going to stand the company in really good stead.
So, Gara, I'm going to head to you now. I know as part of this leadership transition, we've had a lot of inbound calls from investors, asking about whether or not you're still going to be involved with the company. So can you tell us how your role and your vision for this newly established team?
Thanks, Jane. Straight off the bat, I can confirm that I am 100% committed to Summit. Now, as shareholders, we know at each stage of the development cycle, a junior exploration company requires additional skill sets to help unlock value of its projects for our shareholders. The addition of Matt in Australia and Marcel in Brazil is exactly what Summit needs at this current stage to help us rapidly deliver results in our highly prospective niobium and rare earth projects. Now, I envisage Matt and the new technical team will be able to quickly kick goals and deliver the results to add value to our loyal shareholders. As I mentioned earlier, I am 100% committed to the summit, and I will continue to look after the commercial, strategic, and planning aspects of the company.
Let's move on to our recent announcement about the upcoming site visit. So you're soon going to be visiting the projects in Brazil. What are the key objectives of this trip? And Matt, perhaps I might hand over to you for this one first up.
Yeah, Jane. So for me, this trip's really going to be an orientation visit. This is going to be a chance for me to get my boots on the ground, have a look at the geology, what the terrain's doing, and how well exposed the numerous targets that we have across, particularly Ecuador, Baja, and Juazeño, look like. And from there, knowing the lay of the land is going to be a big driver in how we focus our work programs for the coming year. Additionally, I see this as a really great opportunity to meet the local summit team, particularly our new geologist, Marcel, but also the other local stakeholders in the community.
And Gower, obviously having been out there and walked the ground yourself, how do these projects stand out in terms of their potential, and why should investors be paying attention?
So Summit entered Brazil in May last year. We quickly became one of the most advanced niobium and rare earth exploration companies in Brazil. Now, our initial field programs confirmed the high prospectivity of our Ecuador grounds, and we took the opportunity to expand the footprint in the region by more than doubling the size of our project, which at first pass showed the continuation of the geological trend from the original area. Now, with the immediate adjacent grounds north of us being a mining lease, this is a very big plus as we head down the development track. We have since learned that the delicacies of navigating our way through the complex and sometimes frustrating approval processes for exploration licenses in some areas, but we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel with the learnings to date, as well as the great relationships we've built with the local municipalities. With the addition of Matt and Marcel, it is really looking like stars are aligned for Summit to deliver great results and a flurry of news in 2025.
And look, Matt, I know you haven't officially got your feet under the desk yet, but can you give us a little bit of an overview of the upcoming work program for 2025 and more so what investors should be looking forward to from a news flow perspective?
Yeah, sure, Jane. The work that we're going to plan for the coming months ahead is largely going to be driven by the outcome of this initial site visit. But I'd say with our new technical team, being myself and Marcel and the other locals, shareholders can really look forward to Summit expanding our already quite detailed geological knowledge of the projects and using this information to feed back into some really specifically targeted geochemistry and drilling programs. And to that end, although we've learned a fair bit over the last few months about the complexities of permitting processes in Brazil, I would anticipate that shareholders could also look forward to having rigs on the ground in the coming months.
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for your insights today. There's certainly exciting times ahead for Summit, and we look forward to future updates.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jane.